Hi, my name is Dale Bailey and I'm with Mapei, and I'm at Arc Supply today, and I just wanted to share some information about our Ultracoat products. Today we have the universal base sealer. This product will go down with a T-bar or a 3/8 microfiber nap roller. Also, it has 35% solids to it. This can dry within about an hour, 2 hours if it is like conditions are real humid and AC is not working as well. Also, if you need to, you can add up to 10 ounces of water with any of our products, even the universal base sealer. So if it seems to dry too quick, you can do that. You can get all these products at Arc Supply.
Okay, what sandpaper you use there?
I'm using a 120 grit.
Only to clean it up, the top, right?
Yes. So after you vacuum your floor, you always want to try to dry tack. Hey, how's it going?
Hey, man.
Carlos. So we'll go like this right here. Don't go back and forth. Always push the same direction. And this is called dry tacking. So you don't get any other loose fibers that your vacuum cleaner did not get up. And as you see a little bit right here, see the dust? And we vacuumed, we thought that was clean enough. But this is not clean enough. So that's why we always dry tack our floor before we actually start putting a sealer, stain, or any other finish, because you want that to look really smooth. Trying to get it a lot more like a furniture look is what you want to do.
What are you doing now?
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to split this panel in half. We're going to use a sealer on one side. Then we're going to use that two component there, that natural raw, because I want y'all to be able to see the difference between the two component. And that's something that you don't have to have with our two component or single component. If you do not have a sealer, you can actually put this down on raw oak and it will not pull tannins. So by pulling tannins, it means the black streaks or the green streaks will be coming up out of the wood. So that's why on water-based, they always recommend you use a sealer. Ours is formulated because you can use either or. Now me, if I was going to put finish down on the floor, I would be going with the universal base because it's about $10 cheaper than the Easy Plus single component. Plus it dries in 1 hour, so it means I can get another coat on quicker. Just saving you time and money. What we'll do here is whenever you get your single components, you need to shake it for a minute. And what I always do, I always set it for my timer. What this will do, this will get the cross linkers and everything start activating in your sealers or your finishes. Alright. And you'll notice on all of our jugs we got a aluminum seal on there. Just break the seal. Now this is something else. After you broke the seal, it's good to go ahead and write the date on here. So if you have some left over, you haven't used it, put the date on there. After you broke the seal, you got 3 months that you can use the product, the shelf life. Other than that, if the seal's on it, you got a year shelf life. So after I pre-wet the nap on this T-bar, I will remove all the excess water by squeezing it out. I'm going to put it on T-bar and we'll actually use some finish here. Alright, it's pretty easy. pour some out first. And like I said, this is the sealer, universal base sealer. Has 35% solids. So I'm going to precondition my nap by absorbing a lot of the finish. So what I always like to do is I always like to pull me a ribbon out. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to snow plow. Now you see how I'm just twisting it around? I'm not going to leave those twists, okay? Because if you leave the twist, it's going to show those swirls. So what you do is you go back after you're done, feather up. Feather up. Now if this was the wall here, I'd be putting it up against the wall and feathering up. Now I need some more product. I'm going to pour the product right down here, a little line, like so. I'll start back again by doing a snow plow. I'm doing a little bit of an angle.
Yeah.
Now, what I'll actually do is I'll pad this out. You see the excess right there? And I'll go like this right here. So if you've got too much finish on your panel and you're at a doorway,
Yeah.
what you can do is you can take a rag and get up the excess of the product. So I'm back up against the wall again. So I want to pad out, make sure I don't have any extra product in there. And then just lift up. Now we will give this is the universal base, like I said, we will give this an hour to dry. You can light the inner coat or braid this after an hour, or you can hot coat it with finish. So what we're going to do next is we're going to mix up some 2-component, so I can show Mr. Carlos here how to apply that. This is our HT2K Mapei water-based finish. It is a 2-component, stands for high traffic 2-component. This also has a UV resistant built into it. This has 35% solids, and also you can T-bar it or use a 3/8 microfiber nap roller. This comes in 4 different sheens. This comes in semi-gloss, also a satin, a matte, and a zero or natural. So if you want a raw look on oak, you can use the zero and you'll get that effect. This product can be used once you pour part A and B together. You got a 4-hour shelf life to use the product. If the product is drying too quick because an AC unit's not working very well, you can add 10 ounces of water to this, and this will retard it enough time to where you be able, or you can put water-based finish down without it sticking or drying. So all you do is mix A and B together. And you don't have to mix the whole gallon. This hardener has got it so you can put quarter increments, like a quarter, half, 3/4, or the whole thing on the bottle of hardener. Okay? So I've already put it in there. I'm going to set my timer, like I said, for another minute. Then on our 2-component, you really need to let it sit for about 5 to 10 minutes, usually 5 minutes. What you're doing is you're letting the cross linkers activate before you apply the finish down. If you apply it down, you'll actually see that the finish is a little, it's a little separated. One's a little clearer and one's a little more milky. So you need that harder to activate with the finish. And we'll see that here in just a second. So I'm going to release the cap a little bit and let it go ahead and activate. The water-based finish, use a 3/8 microfiber nap roller, whether it's Purdy or if it's, you know, any store. Just make sure it is a microfiber, not a knit woven. okay, for water base. Thanks. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pour some out and get my applicator wet. Now as you can see right here, the zero is pretty white. Now it's, like I said, it's got a lot of flattening agents in it compared to some of the other water, and compared to some of our semi-gloss and stuff, it's more clear. But once you roll this out, it does roll clear. So when I'm rolling, I'll pour out across the grain about halfway, because I'm going to be basically pushing and pulling. Now, whenever you're rolling too, you can actually see I got a bit of a line, so sometimes you can take your roller and roll off a little bit of the excess. It looks like my nap is coming apart on me a little bit there. I should have taped off the nap first, and I didn't. It's a little bit. You don't have to have a sealer. You can just go ahead and apply it on white oak, and it will not raise tannin.
So how many square feet? 1 gallon?
That's a good question. I'm glad you're asking that. So each gallon can do 400 to 600 feet. So 400 feet is basically your raw wood per gallon. Second coat is usually going to be 500 square foot, and your final coat will be up to 600 square foot. So, good question.
Man, that stuff really
It's starting to dry in, isn't it? That's what I'm saying. This has got 35% solids. So you're really getting a really good build coat on it. Okay, we also have Mapei Ultracoat Easy Plus. This is our single component water-based finish. This also comes in semi-gloss, satin, and matte. It also has 32% solids. And another thing I like about the Easy Plus, that it is a residential / light commercial traffic blend. And the way you apply this is with a T-bar or a 3/8 microfiber nap roller. You can also use cut-in pads with this product or brushes around the corners. Use a screen, but I like to use an SPP pad. It's a maroon pad. And then I'll use like 180 grit, hook it, or you can actually get the stick-on roll strips to put on. But I use a 180 to lightly intercoat a braid. That way we get a mechanical bond between the two coats of finish. This right here, I would use a low speed buffer like a 175. This machine is set up for 175 or 300, so make sure you put it on low speed. This is Easy Plus. We've already intercoated, braided our floor, backed and tacked. Now I'm going to set my timer for 1 minute and then let it sit for about 5, let the cross linkers activate, and then we're going to put some finish on the floor, and I'm going to show one of either Carlos or somebody how to apply finish. We've let this universal base on this section of the panel dries within an hour. Like I said, this also has 35% solids. This is a sealer, water-based sealer. We're going to lightly intercoat or braid it real fast. So you're going to actually see how well this powders up. And we're done. So the one reason why I like to use an SPP pad over a screen with the 180 strips of paper or hook it paper is because this will actually sand, but this I actually take where your screen can leave swirls. This won't leave swirls. So that's why I like to intercoat a braid with an SPP pad with a 180 grit paper. Alright, so we'll get the finish ready and we'll start applying some finish. So we've already shaken this for a minute and we've let it set for about 5 minutes. We'll just tear off the tab there. I'm gonna go ahead and pour a little bit of finish right here. See how much clearer this is compared to the other. The HC2K had a lot of white, had a lot of flattening agents in it. But this is the satin. It's a 30 sheen. I'm gonna get some finish on my applicator first. And also, it's best not to use a heavyweight bar or a heavyweight pole. You just want to apply the finish as lightly as you can. So I'm going to run it at an angle and you can actually see the finish. It's not going off the edge, but this is called snow plowing. I'm going to bring it right over here and I'm going to pad out and say this is our wall. I'm going to put my applicator here. I'm going to lightly lift up. I'm going to pad out. We'll start about halfway again. I'm going to bring it at an angle so I'm having the finish pull to the side. I will pad out. Because where you got that swirl, you want to make sure that swirl's gone. And lift up. Basically where you're seeing it dry at is where you want to make sure it's just good and wet. Don't make it milky. Make sure it's good and wet. Yeah, just wipe your feet on this and then step up on the panel. I'm going to actually pour Carlos a line right here. All right. Then you're going to take, see that swirl? Get down there with the camera. See where the swirl is, where we brought that swirl? You don't want that swirl there. So what you're going to do is you're going to lightly feather up and take that swirl out, okay? Now, you want it wet lined at all times so you don't have enough product there. Hold on. So, bring a little product down. Now start your pad about right here and bring it all the way back down, Carlos.
This straight?
Yes. So we'll let that dry, okay? So that's how we actually T-bar our Easy Plus Mapei satin finish on there.